The 7 Tasks of Mr. Strong. Mr. Strong is the strongest person in existence. A bit like Hercules, really. You don't believe it? You didn't know about the legendary story of the 7 Tasks of Mr. Strong, didn't you? Our story begins one day when Mr. Strong received a letter from Mr. Mischief. It read,
"Dear Mr. Strong, I didn't want to be the one to tell you this, but you aren't really the strongest person ever. I bet you can't do the following. 1. Do Mr. Greedy's shopping. 2. Catch up with Leo the Lion, who belongs to Day Day the Tamer. 3. Fix the Mr. Land Express. 4. Move the farmer's house. 5. Clean up the pond. 6. Straighten the Leaning Tower of Pisa. And 7. Make BB the Whale laugh." From Mr. Mischief.
I bet you're wondering what Mr. Strong did, didn't you? Well, first off, he ate an omelette, consisting of a dozen eggs. And the secret to Mr. Strong's great strength, as you may well know, or perhaps you don't, is that the more eggs he eats, the stronger he becomes. Then he said, "Ha! Well, Mr. Mischief, I'll show you what I can do." With that being said, Mr. Strong set off to the store to do Mr. Greedy's shopping. Is it a daily shop? Not at all. It's a week's worth of shopping. How strong he is! "Thanks very much, Mr. Strong," said Mr. Greedy, and he gave Mr. Strong a crate of eggs. Then he set off to see Day Day the Lion Tamer, who said, "Oh great, I lost Leo the Lion! What a disaster!" "Fear not," said Mr. Strong, and he set off to find Leo. But as you can see, he hurt his paw. So Mr. Strong had to carry him by supporting him on his back. How strong he is! "Oh, thank you so much," said Day Day the Lion Tamer, and gave him a crate of eggs. Ostrich eggs, to be exact. It was then that Mr. Strong went to see the farmer and asked him, "Where do you wish for me to move your house?" "Oh, to the other side of that big pond," replied the farmer. "You got it," said Mr. Strong. I bet you're wondering what he did. Well, here's the thing. He picked up the farmer's house and emptied the big pond. Then he filled it up with clean water and put the house on the other side of the pond in less than 3 minutes flat. "Oh, thank you so much," said the farmer, and he gave Mrs. Strong all the eggs from his hen house. The next 2 tasks of Hercules Mr. Strong did in one go went on like this. Mr. Strong is so strong that he could use his great strength for anything, like fixing the Mr. Land Express. "Thank you so much," cheered the passengers. And to thank Mr. Strong, they gave him a wagon full of fresh eggs. Then Mr. Strong set off for Pisa, the most fabulous city of Italy, and it's a place where tourists get stiff necks, well, from admiring the Leaning Tower. And with one punch of his shoulder, Mr. Strong straightened it out. "Well, would you look at that?" And at last, but certainly not least, Mrs. Strong went to see BB the Whale. But poor her, she looked very sad. So what did Mr. Strong do? He picked her up and took her to see Mr. Tickle. Can you guess what he did next? Yes, you're right. He tickled her. "Hee! Someone needs a whale of a tickle!"
Please stop. Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Strong and Mr. Tickle.
She laughed. And that is how Mr. Strong succeeded with his 7 tasks. And that is in a whole day. He really is the strongest man in the universe. And that evening, do you know what he had before he went to bed that night? He ate 7 dozen eggs in ice cream for dessert. That's what.